Welcome back to SuperAthlete Radio. Miss Nikki Ann, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing
Mr.
great.
Jackson?
Never been better. Honored to have you back on.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I kind of want to imitate Fritzy with it. Mr. J.
Yes. Please continue to do that throughout the episode.
I will.
Very important. So today we are going to be talking about how to get the most out of your team from a high performance, peak performance perspective. And we're going to utilize the controversial Elon Musk. I don't know if he's still the richest. Is he still the richest man in the world or not because of his buy of Twitter?
I can take a look at that, but
So while you do that, I just read a great biography by Walter Isaacson on him. Walter Isaacson's done a ton of great biographies, and this one was really good.
so he's number 2.
Okay, so he's still up there.
Yeah, he's number 2.
Who's
He lost to Bernard Arnault, who's the chairman of LVMH.
Oh yeah, I knew
but
that.
he has his hand in like a bunch of different companies. So
Yeah. Okay, I knew that. Yeah. And then where's Bezos on there?
he's number 3.
Yeah. Him and Musk got a little rivalry going on.
When you're number 1, you don't have to worry about that shit.
Yeah.
SuperAthlete 12-week training program.
Very relevant.
Yes, because you want to be number 1.
And you want to be number 1.
So why would you do any of these other training programs where you have to fight to be a loser?
Psst.
Anyway.
So one of the things in the book that was like a consistent theme as Elon Musk went from this, like in the late 90s when he started this company it was like maps, kind of like a maps company. And then to PayPal, where he was at the maps company and he founded it and he started doing all the tech part, and then they kicked him out of CEO. And then the same thing happened at PayPal. And
Wait, why did they kick him out?
that's what we're going to be talking about.
Okay.
PayPal wasn't specifically for this, but for his leadership skills and specifically his people skills. And then with Tesla and SpaceX and Solar City's a good one because he helped fund it from his 2 cousins could start it, and his 2 cousins got it going, and then they started arguing, so Musk fired him. The heartless man.
That's crazy.
And then Twitter was like the most controversial. So the concept I want to talk about today is Elon Musk an effective leader? Because he does not put very much effort into social dynamics with people. So he gets criticized for that.
I think his socialness is very like strategic. It's still very like it's work.
It's very strategic.
Because when he brought Bezos to see SpaceX, was that like a strategic social thing? Like, was he actually trying to be social? Like, what was,
In my understanding, it was a strategic social thing because he wanted to go see what was going on at Blue Origin, which was Bezos' space company.
Okay, so he was like, okay, I'll make the first move, and then you're supposed to invite me. But Bezos said, well, just because you invited me doesn't mean I have to invite you. Until he did. Until he got that email.
Yes. And the best part of that story is after that, Musk wrote him a long email saying Amazon should review his wife's book about demonic something random. And Bezos said...
I'm sorry, but I could totally see you doing that for me.
Yeah? Yeah? And then Bezos said, well, Amazon doesn't really do that, but I would be happy to do it for you. And then he did, but that didn't satisfy Elon. So so I don't know what he thought Amazon would do for that book, but I think it was the subject matter. But regardless, so he gets all this stuff done. So I think he's an effective leader. I think he's a very effective leader. But like the accumulation of all this is that he goes to Twitter, and Twitter is on the complete other end of the spectrum of how they were treating their employees. in terms of, I don't even know how to explain it, but because I think it has to do with, I don't know enough about the woke stuff, but they use that term in the book, and I wouldn't consider Elon Musk that. But so Musk very quickly ended up firing like 80% of Twitter people with the idea that they could get it just as much done. He believes you can get just as much done with 20% of like people who are completely invested in hardcore. He uses the word hardcore compared to 100% of people where, some people are in. I like it. It's kind of like guerrilla marketing kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Why do you compare it to guerrilla marketing?
Because it's like it makes you got a limit on your resources, so you got to be strategic in terms of how you go about it.
Mm-hmm.
But if everyone's fully got invested and have their attention and their awareness, then
yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was thinking, I agree with it, and I agree because watching you be in e-commerce for the last 15 years, obviously I haven't been with the company that long, but just watching and watching you now with your capacity to take on multiple things and be like a salesman, a marketer, all these different things.
Mm-hmm.
I think where he's going at is you want people who have capacity. So there's a lot of ninjas, especially in these huge like conglomerate of companies like Twitter and, different like publications. You have one person specifically for a minuscule like task.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have someone with a really large capacity and knowledge and investment, you can really make their lives different by, giving them more money.
Mm-hmm.
And more responsibility and more control versus like, who do I go to for this? And going through like several chains of command
mm-hmm.
for that specific department. No, I'm just going to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're the subject knowledge expert for this particular thing.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And you're good at what you do.
Right.
So it helps with the resources and stuff.
Yeah. So I think he's a really effective leader because, and this is, I think, what he knows more about the subject matter than many of the specialists.
Yeah.
Which is very hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like that shows like how
invested he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how intellectual he is in terms of his capacity.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that. And then also I really think that I don't think there's anything wrong with just focusing on the task and then communicating back to people about the task, giving feedback on that and without having to be that.
What do you mean?
So he gives feedback, like he says this is, I want to use this language, but he said like he uses the word this is fucking stupid and things like that all the time to people. And then they're like, you can't talk to people like that.
You're an amazing boss, I'll tell you that.
So yeah. Thank you. So people are like, you can't say that to people.
Uh-huh.
And then Elon's response is, I'm not talking to them about who they are. I'm talking about them like the work that was created. It's a focus on it reminds me of Customato and Tyson.
Oh, you call him fucking dumbass?
No, but it was just it was just about the task. It wasn't about Mike Tyson, the person. It wasn't about who they were fighting against. It was about creating the best fighter on the planet, and that is the task. And then the emotions of what it takes to do that don't matter. Mm-hmm. And then whoever's across from you, it doesn't matter. That's just part of the task.
I like that.
So it reminded me of that a little bit. But so I think the con to his strategy is you really have to know more than everybody. You can't you have to know not more than everybody, but everybody that you're critiquing, you need to have a level of expertise in terms of what you're critiquing them on, which is very hard to do.
Because a lot of people come into the game and they think that they know things. And because they think that they're smart, they'll come to you and act like you're an idiot. You know, like, yeah, we've seen this before.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is important to have a level of knowledge. And
to produce.
Yeah.
Because, like, that was his biggest thing when he went to Twitter, was that he looked at all the engineers. He ended up firing like 80% of the engineers off the bat. And he was just looking, he had like a minimum base. I don't know. This isn't my space, so I don't know what this means. But he was like, anybody who did not write at least 3 pieces of code a day, gone.
Yeah.
So
because there's not enough load for you.
Yeah, or you're not doing the load.
Yeah. I think that's great.
Yeah. So the question is, I guess the final question on this mini episode is, would Elon Musk, his leadership skills in terms of getting shit done be sacrificed more, would be sacrificed if he spent more time trying to be more personable? You think so?
I think that, because I'm an introvert, you know that. And I think, you know, developing kind of relationships is important, especially if you're the head of the company. You know, you want people to like you. I don't know how important that is, though.
And he partnered with a woman who was really good at that.
Yeah, because that's just not what he's good at.
Right.
I outsource that.
Yeah.
You know, because if I had the power to outsource all my like social stuff, yeah, you damn right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think he is a good leader. I thought this was a relevant episode because we have so many people that follow that lead teams. And then also it can be such a energy drain or uplifting in terms of how your team is performing, whether that's a work team or your family or things like that. So in terms of what does it take to have a high-performing team? Is there anything you'd like to add?
What does it take to have a high-performing team?
I think it matters with what the mission is, and it matters with who the leader is.
You're so good.
Oh, yeah.
You're so
fucking... My answer without an answer?
Yeah, I like that so much.
Yes.
I feel like the questions you asked are more important than the answers themselves.
The questions, yes. No,
the questions are more important than the answers.
That's profound.
Yeah. Because you don't pigeonhole yourself.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
Have you signed up for SuperAthlete Training Camp yet?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
See?
So I get a family discount.
You get a family discount. And you get a free Dr. Ripley mug.
I like it. I like to have an old man's face on my mug.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, make sure you guys leave a review. If you found it review worthy, please leave a review so you can give us feedback.
And it's review worthy. Yeah, whatever it is, review.
Whatever it is, review, because we'll take it. Non-emotionally. Elon Musk style. We will not get emotional on your review.
But I think it was 5 stars, so I think you should get 5 stars.
I agree. See you at the next episode.